long, long time ago.
Before we begin, some basic definitions will help first. Narration is defined as symbolic actions, words, and/or deeds that have sequence and meaning for those who live, create, or interpret them. An example of that would be the words that I'm using right now to tell you about narration. Paradigm is defined as a conceptual framework, a universal model that calls for people to view events through a common interpretive lens. Basically, a paradigm is a way for people to perceive the world around them. But there is a possible shift in paradigms from rational to narrative. The rational world paradigm operates on a number of premises. It assumes that people are essentially rational and make decisions on the basis of arguments. The context of the situation, such as a courtroom or a classroom, determines where we take our argument, and the rationality of it is determined by how much we know and how well it is argued. This also states that the world is simply a set of puzzles, and given enough time, we can figure them all out. However, this doesn't adequately capture human communication. It is too ordered. The narrative paradigm has its own set of premises. It states that people are storytellers who make decisions with good reasons based on the context of the situation. Because of the context base, factors such as history and culture shape what good reason is perceived as. The rationality of a narrative is determined by coherence and fidelity, more on this in a minute, and the world is a set of stories we choose, allowing us to constantly cast our lives in different ways. Narrative rationality, or the question of, is it a good story, is based on narrative coherence and narrative fidelity. Narrative coherence is basically questioning how well the story flows. Does it make sense? Do things happen in order? Or any details left out? If the story doesn't make sense, people aren't going to waste their time listening to it. Narrative fidelity, on the other hand, brings the audience's values into question. Do the characters in the story believe the same thing the audience does? Based on these values, does it make sense what is happening? This is especially important as it allows the audience to identify with the story, which is good for both the storyteller and the audience. The bottom line is that people like to tell stories, and hear them. This is especially visible if entertainment is examined. The background song that has been playing tells a story. TV shows are another example. This show, for instance, is on its 7th season explaining the circumstances of how Ted met his children's mother, instead of simply saying, I met your mom at a party. Movies have a special ability because they have a wider range to be telling a story within a story. For example, in Good Will Hunting, Will goes through some legal issues and has to attend court-mandated therapy. The problem is that he's a genius, so he deflects any attempts to help him until this therapist. Eventually the topic of the therapist's wife comes up. Watch as a previously withdrawn and aggressive Will gets wrapped up in his story.
So when did you know, that she was the one for you?
October 21st, 1975.
Jesus Christ, you know the fucking date?
Oh, yeah. Because it was Game 6 of the World Series. Biggest game in Red Sox history.
Yeah, sure.
My friends and I had slept out on the sidewalk all night to get tickets.
You got tickets?
Yep. Day of the game. We're sitting in a bar waiting for the game to start. And in walks this girl. It was an amazing game, though. Bottom of the 8th, Carbo tied it up at a 6-6. It went to 12. Bottom of the 12th, in stepped Carlton Fisk. Old Pudge. Steps up to the plate, he's got that weird stand.
Yeah.
And then, boom! He clocks it, High fly ball on the left field line. 35,000 people on their feet, yelling at the ball, but that's not because Fisk, he's waving at the ball like a madman. He's going, get over! Get over! Get over! And then it hits the foul pole. Oh, he goes apeshit, and 35,000 fans, they charge the field,
Yeah, and he's fucking blowing
he's like, go, get on the... Get away!
I can't fucking believe you had tickets to that fucking game!
Yeah.
Did you rush the field?
No, I didn't rush the fucking field. I wasn't there.
What?
No, I was in a bar having a drink with my future wife.
You missed Pudge Fisk's home run?
Oh, yeah.
To have a fucking drink with some lady you never met?
Yeah, but you should have seen her. She was a stunner.
I don't care if
Oh,
fucking...
no, she lit up the room.
I don't care if Helena Troy walks into the room.
Helena
That's game
Troy.
6.
No,
Oh, my God. And who are these fucking friends of yours? They let you get away with that?
They had to.
What did you say to them?
I just slid my ticket across the table and I said, sorry, guys, I gotta see about a girl.
I gotta go see about a girl?
Yeah.
That's what you said?
I had.
And they let you get away with that?
Oh, yeah, they saw in my eyes that I meant it. You kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you, Will. That's why I'm not talking right now about some girl I saw at a bar 20 years ago and how I always regretted not going over and talking to her. I don't regret the 18 years I was married to Nancy. I don't regret the 6 years I had to give up counseling when she got sick. And I don't regret the last years when she got really sick. And I sure as hell don't regret missing a damn game.
I don't want to give the ending of the movie away, but Will makes decisions that steer his life all because of that story. Stories stick with people. It makes it easy for them to remember events and to grasp ideas. Children are taught morals with stories such as Aesop's fables. In the Christian religion, Jesus used stories to teach his followers. Children ask for stories when they are bored or ready for bed. People are storytellers. It's in their nature.